why I do not dwell too much about exam technique at GCSE and A Level. The phrase, the notion of exam techniques is something that is said a lot. It is important, that's why people are talking about it. But there are other things that need to be in place before. Exam technique is important because it's about picking up those extra marks. It's about maximizing your potential in the exam. However, I prefer the phrase exam preparation, mastery of knowledge, skills and technique. In exam preparation, I prefer saying mastery of knowledge, skills and technique. Now, I've written extensively blog posts about this. I've discussed this issue so many times. Yes, exam technique is important, but subject content mastery comes first. Because let's face it, applying knowledge, practicing exam technique based on very little knowledge, you're not really applying your skill to a good depth of knowledge, so it's still going to result in low grades. But if you have the fundamentals there, then you can then apply exam techniques. So this is what this is the way I put it, this order. So there are about four steps. Learn the concept. I will advise the teenagers to learn the concept, to make sure they have a sound knowledge and understanding of the concepts on the topics that they need to learn. Number two, after that, they need to look at a few questions. Just have a quick look when they've studied a particular topic. Look at exam questions based on that. Just look and think about the answers. Perhaps then check the mark scheme, which is number three, is to check the mark scheme to actually really think about it. But that isn't enough. Number four is to actually, after learning the material and looking at a few questions, actually print out the questions, especially when you finish all the topics, and I recommend about 6 papers. So for example, if say, I don't know, paper 3 for chemistry, do about 6 of those, a minimum of 3. In some subjects like English, it may not be practical to do 6 past papers for one particular paper. 3 should be sufficient in some subjects, and have at least one of them marked by a teacher. That is one of the ways that one can perfect or master exam technique. Just before I go, this idea of printing out past papers, there's a procedure, or doing questions. I would suggest you print out the paper, you print out the question, actually print it out physically, do some of them under examination conditions, timing, and so on and so forth. And again, have at least one of them, possibly better to have about 2 of them marked by a subject teacher or somebody who's very experienced in marking, a teacher. So that is what I will recommend in terms of this concept, if I could just, this concept of exam technique, which is too oversimplified. As I said, what I prefer, the concept that I prefer is mastery of knowledge, skills, and technique. Yes, you could call it exam technique, but remember that exam techniques on its own, it's not good enough. Please subscribe to this channel. Please make a comment. I'd like to hear your view. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in my next video.